How do y'all feel out there?
Another episode.
Oh, I'm there. And on this tune, I'm going to take you there. Do you want to go there? I'm going to take you there, baby. Just hang on, okay? Before I go any further,
I like the way you got that boost.
I like to come out my sheet so you can see what I'm doing. They say if it's all right, it's gonna be all right, baby.
It's gonna be all right,
You
baby.
know what I'm talking about.
Right on the discussion.
And the horn sounds.
Yes, indeed.
Brother Dale, you know what I need.
All right, man. Look, if you're out there watching the show and you're going to watch the show later, man, you got to give it up to the man above, man. You put your feet on solid ground. You got your job. You got your health. You got family. You got friends. Look, you're out here ducking COVID. Can't ask for nothing else, man. So look, right now on the discussion, we giving it up to the man above because look, y'all tune in to watch us and we here to entertain you. That's what it's all about, man. So look, right now, everybody out there, put your warrant up, man, and give it up, man.
Yes, indeed. Back with another episode of the discussion with C&E. And I am the bad guy, CJ Dove.
And obviously, you know I'm the good guy, man. E-Dale, man. Obviously.
Obviously, E-Dale, a.k.a. the good guy.
Yes.
Kinda.
No, I am the good guy. I don't know why you start the show off like this every time. It's like you start to come for me more and more when about this obviously thing, man. So look, I don't know what
because I don't think it's so obvious, and you know, I think the viewers know it's not so obvious.
Listen, you'll be surprised the love the viewers give me, bro. Now you, on the other hand, that's a different story.
I embrace mine, man. You know what I mean? I know I am not a popular guy. My opinions are not popular at all, and I accept that. I say, you know what I'm saying, to hell with them.
That's big of you, bro.
I stand on what I say.
Hey, listen, it must be like one of those classes for that, like an AA class. You know how they have the sayings and all of that? Like, you stand on, is it a class for knowing that you accept the hate from out there?
Hey, I feel like this. If you a man, you stand on what you say, man.
I agree with you on that.
You know what I mean?
We have to
we
go
are all
further.
different, and we all gonna have different opinions.
Absolutely.
Opinions are like a-holes. We all have them.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Some are
That's
more,
true.
some a-holes are more popular.
Yours just unpopular.
It just
all the way
rubs people
around.
the wrong way.
It does.
But anyway, you are now tuned into another episode of the discussion. Once again, I'm the bad guy, CJ Dove, and that is my partner, E-Dale, which is really with an A, but it's E-Dale.
I've explained it to the folks.
Several times,
man. Look, I tricked y'all a long time ago. Y'all was growing up thinking I was E and my name start with an E and all that shit. I got y'all. Y'all don't even know who I was the whole time. See, they don't even know me out there.
And I want to give a shout out to everybody in the comments section.
Yo, what's good?
If it's your first time tuning in, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the page, and hit the bell so you get your notifications each and every time we drop new content.
Yes, sir.
And then on top of that, a link is posted below for those who have charity in your heart. If you want to give towards community support work, helping us build up the show, etc., please donate. Money
Yes,
sign
sir.
CJ Dub, money sign A Rick. 23 A Rick.
Yeah, because you got to put LeBron and them in there.
Yeah, okay. Money sign 23 A Rick, and also the PayPal is listed above.
Right.
And we like to,
So show a little support, man. Donate, man, to the show, man. We trying to upgrade the equipment and upgrade everything, man. And pretty soon, we're going to be there. So look, man, without further ado, You know I gotta have that classic. But you know what? Hold up. I didn't even ask you how your day was, brother. We skipped all of that. How was your day?
It's all good because we got a lot to cover.
Okay.
But my day was pretty good.
Well,
Like,
that's
you know what I'm
great.
saying? I'm busy, as always.
Okay.
Doing things musically, doing things around the house, doing things at work, and you know what I mean?
That's it.
My days are nonstop, man. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say it. It's 24 hours in a day, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hey, look, man.
What did you do with your 24?
The same thing you did.
You feel me? That's how I look at it. So, without further ado,
Yes, sir.
the classic of the day. I chose to take it back.
How far back?
You know, to the 90s, man.
Okay.
You know, the 90s is my ish. You know what I mean?
Golden era right
Golden era. 80s, 90s, but the 90s, you know what I mean, really took me into, that's when I started to come into my own.
Right.
Was in the 90s.
Right.
So I think I identify with the 90s, especially the early 90s.
Yeah.
I identify with that era the most. And the album that I chose today, the classic Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
Oh, man.
How you feeling about that one?
I think when I first heard Reasonable Doubt, I don't even know where I was at when I first heard it. And but I love it. You know I love Jay-Z's albums. You know I love everything about Jay-Z. So
I got Reasonable Doubt. I had Reasonable Doubt. And shout out to my main man, Big Bro, Lord Digger.
Right.
I got Reasonable Doubt and Master Ace Incorporated sitting on Chrome on the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that was big. You had a lot of money.
Nah, those were cassette tapes.
Okay.
I think it was like $11 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got those two albums on the same day, and I got to be completely honest. When I first heard Jay-Z coming like this, it was a surprise. I wasn't used to Jay-Z rhyming this way about street stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wasn't known for that at that particular time.
Right.
But I must say the album did not disappoint. It ended up being one of my favorites. And I hated on Jay-Z for a long time.
Right, but what's your favorite song off that album?
Oh, man, he got so many. You know what I'm saying? Because I got Brooklyn roots. Brooklyn's finest, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah?
Yeah, Brooklyn's finest, man. Might be my favorite Jay-Z track off of here.
Man.
It kind of changes with the day. Some days I'm a Brooklyn's finest type of feeling. Then some days I might be a Dead President. The Evils.
Right.
Can I Live? You know what I mean? He got. I mean, the album is a certified classic, bro.
Politics as usual.
Politics as usual. Like,
yeah.
There are so many dope records on this album.
Right. He solidified his mark in hip hop with that album.
Absolutely. Well, I'll say this.
That album kept him in the cement, kept him planted.
I don't think that this album did. I think it should have. The album that really took Jay-Z over the top was Hard Knock Life. Reasonable Doubt was recognized in certain circles as a dope album, but it didn't really garner much success. Kind of like
it didn't.
Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, even though we revere those albums, at the time of their release, they really wasn't, you know what I mean? You know, everybody didn't accept them.
Right.
Later on, people gravitated towards Reasonable Doubt. But at the time of its release, you know, a lot of people was, you know...
Yeah. I love that.
Cuban Links was the album.
Yeah, Cuban Links. You talking about, what you talking about Ray, by the chef?
Yeah, only known for Cuban Links.
Yeah.
Purple Tape was the
Purple Tape.
At the time Reasonable Doubt came out, most people were banging that Purple Tape. You know what I mean?
Wu was hitting hard too.
Purple Tape was it. But once again, shout out to Jay-Z. This was a dope, very dope album. Classic. If somebody said it's Jay-Z's best album, I would not have a problem with them saying that. It's definitely worthy of it.
It is. It's a dope album. Jay-Z got all great albums though. But look, which one you giving the folks off this, man?
Well, I said, what is your favorite, man? Because I can go several different ways with this.
Man, I love them all. So I'm gonna just go with Dead Presidents, man.
Dead Presidents.
I want to go with I'm Feeling It, but Dead Presidents is, you know what I'm saying? When Jigga did this, man. This album, he did that. Yes.
So without further ado, classic of the day, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
Represent, man.
Who wanna bet us that we don't touch leather statues forever?
Listen, all I wanted to do was get money. funny when I heard
to the
this.
death of us, me and my confidants. You shine, you feel the ambiance. Y'all niggas just rhyme. By the ounce though accumulates like snow. We don't just shine, we illuminate the whole show.
You feel me?
Factions from the other side would love to kill me. Spill
3/4 of my blood
into the street, let
to the
alone the
whole-
heat. Fuck 'em, I hate a nigga loving his life. In all possible ways,
Okay.
Benz is bugging my life.
That's it, man. I love that.
Very dope album.
That album is like that.
Absolutely.
That album is like that. I wanted a Lex. I wanted white. I wanted it. You know what I mean? I couldn't get it though. I mean, but I wanted it.
And Dead Presidents was a dope video.
It
I
was.
like the concept they had. You know, AZ made an appearance in the video. Biggie was in the video.
Right.
You know, they were sitting down at the table. They was playing Monopoly with real money. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was the illusion. You know, the private jets and all of these different things. And what's amazing about that, if you go back to that time, and what Jay-Z was able to do with his career,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's amazing.
Right. Right.
And that is definitely,
He did.
you know, he's somebody that would inspire somebody.
He did. He transformed himself though. See, a lot of people don't know that Jigga transformed himself.
Absolutely.
And through once that Reasonable Doubt and all these other albums started dropping, man, look, Jigga, and he stuck with that. And then he started to transform a little bit more because look, Jigga was relatable. You got to think Jigga could rap, get on a track with anybody. Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, T.I. He could get on the game with a track with anybody. Everybody can't do that and be fresh.
And one thing about Jay-Z that I always thought was weird, man. Like I said at the time, the release of this album, you know, I was kind of like all over the place. I spent time in New York. I had spent time in Georgia. And I can remember Jay-Z, like the dudes down in Georgia, they didn't like many New York artists.
No, they didn't.
But for some reason, Mobb Deep and Jay-Z,
Yeah.
they gravitated towards those
Yeah.
those artists. So, Reasonable Doubt, 1995, Profile Records,
Right.
Profile Rockefeller.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Before they, you know, went off to do their thing with Def Jam.
Yep.
Very dope album.
Jigga's that guy, man.
So, and that's a good kind of segue into the topic of the day.
Right.
You know,
And that is
I'm not sure how you worded this, but
how. Let me hit you with this because I want you to bust it down because this is more. I mean, you love this type of stuff. How detrimental is hip hop to our youth?
that is a very real topic in a lot of things that's going on today.
Right.
And to be honest, we have to start with ourselves. You know, I know a lot of older cats, a lot of older MCs. They like to, you know, even you just said the golden era, the best time in hip hop.
Right.
When you start talking, getting on the tail end of the golden era, even the late 80s, when you start to see the emergence of NWA and, you know, different artists like that, the quote-unquote gangster rap genre,
Right.
you started to see a change. Hip-hop started raising our babies.
It did.
And even us, to a certain degree,
Right.
hip-hop kind of raised us. The music was relatable. It kind of, you know, what you was dealing with at the time in your life.
Right.
Some of it gave you direction.
Yep.
You know, religion.
It did.
I'll be the first
It
one to
did.
tell you. I started studying mathematics because of Rakim.
Right.
It gave you. We just profiled Reasonable Doubt. That's a Hustler's album.
That's a Hustler's album.
You know what I'm saying? So, as much as we love hip hop, we have to say to ourselves, what was the impact that hip hop had on us? Was it positive or negative?
Well, I think that we can look at this from any angle. You can look at it from both spectrums, really, because I mean, it did produce some bad and it did produce a lot of good. I think more good than bad.
You think so?
I think so. I think that the influence of hip hop, like you said, it raises you, it teaches you new things. I think they hit the let me just say this first. I think that the hip hop platform should kind of bring it to a place where they're more respectable. because we have kids out here. Like you said, it's raising kids, and it's a different era and a different time.
Right.
Right. So you know they're listening. Hip hop is the biggest voice in the world.
Right.
There's no voice in the world bigger than hip hop. The power to change, the power to transform, the power to teach. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop has to be one of those platforms where it's a little more respectable for the kids and to help raise youth because they listening to us and they listening to hip hop. So look, you can look at it from both ways, and I do think that it is detrimental to the youth. They looking up. This is what they see.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody, the name escapes me, but somebody did an interview and they said when it comes to hip hop music, they point out the real person behind the name. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
Like, okay, if the rapper name is
RZA.
RZA. What is
Right.
RZA's real name?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Ghostface, Dennis Coles. Let's take Ghostface for
Okay.
example. The person said that they point out and let their children know who Dennis Coles is as a man.
Right.
And what he does in the community.
Right.
And so forth and so on. It's like these artists, you know, we gravitate towards the persona that they present. And it's not a lot, more cases than not, the persona is not the actual person
Right.
that we grow to admire.
Right. Right.
And it's kind of like, you know, and once I can't remember who it was. It's gonna come to me before the end of the show. But the way they broke that down, and I was kind of like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Right, because hip hop you grow in stages. Because the person that you are when you came out, you don't become that person. You know what I'm saying? You either progress or regress. You know what I'm saying? What you always speak about when it comes to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I just think that hip hop is just so powerful, man. People need to just really wake up and pay attention because look, it's here today, but it could be gone like that.
And when you start seeing, 5-year-olds, I saw a video where a 5-year-old was having a party and, he was dressed like NBA YoungBoy and doing the dance and you know what I mean? It was basically an NBA YoungBoy party, but it was for a 5-year-old. And if you took the time to listen to the lyrics that the kid was listening to, that he was absorbing, and your brain isn't even developed by the time you 14, 15 years old. Your brain is still developing. Mm-hmm. And if you are subjected to these influences that are not positive,
Right.
what is that doing to the psyche of our children? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that's where, as parents, we got to be able to draw a line with the kids when it comes to certain things. We know that they may be out when they're with friends or other family members. Other people doing that. But I think that we got to watch our kids more, and we just can't give them certain things.
That's an absolute fact.
I think that that's what's happening. We're giving them every single thing, every single part. I mean, look, sooner or later they're gonna hear it, but it's up to us to tell them what to do. It's up to us to clarify for them what is real and what's not.
Yeah,
what is acceptable and what's not.
You have to be, even if you're using technology to find out. There's nothing wrong with letting your kid control the radio when y'all in the car.
Right.
So you can see what this child is picking up and what he's keying in on.
Right.
Certain things like that. Like, because the thing about it is, children are always going to find a way to do the things you tell them that they can't do.
Absolutely.
We did it. Don't expect that your child isn't going to do it as well.
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna pull some fast ones on you. The good parents, like, you know what I'm saying, like you know. Like, you know what I mean? You have to, and I know it's hard. You work, 40 hours a week,
Right.
and cooking and cleaning and, all these different things, but you also have to be mindful of the influences that your child is picking up.
Right. Yeah, you do, man. That's important, man. And we just got to do better, man, as a community as a whole. You know what I mean? Everyone. You know what I'm saying? So everyone just got to do better, man. And, keep your eye on your kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Raise them in a way where they know what's real, can determine and distinguish between what's acceptable and what's not. You know what I'm saying? That's basically it, man. So look, man.
Because we grew up in a different time.
We actually did.
I actually learned a lot from hip hop. I can remember, BDP had a song called "You Must Learn," and KRS-One kind of, talked about the different inventors, the scientists. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the contributions that black people had made
Right.
to
Hip hop,
to the world.
Yeah, to the world. Okay.
And it's kind of like you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there are people who are still doing that,
Right.
but you have to dig for it.
Yeah, but I don't think the focus in hip hop right now is on anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not on a social awareness or social consciousness. You hear a song here and there, but you don't get those albums like those dudes that are rebels or whatever they call themselves or however they want to term them. You don't get those guys like that that's coming out like that. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're not the focus. That's not what sells. America, the media made it, great to sell guns and drugs. You know what I'm saying? Keep you stuck in the same place. Keep your mind stuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a condition. This is what they're doing. They're conditioning the people.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? We see hip hop. The only problem I have with hip hop is they let other people in the media define what they are or who they are. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is not a violent culture, a violent state. This is not how it started. That's not what it was. It just was defined as that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's all screwed up now. You know what I'm saying? The focus is not on education in hip hop.
Right.
I hate saying
it's like I said, like, what the topic is. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a progression, an evolution of, the things. It's kind of like we had a balance.
right.
A lot of these kids don't have a balance. And, you turn on social media, it's like hip hop in 2021,
Right.
for the most part, is having, because you can kind of look at one thing, you can say, okay, you see somebody with a lot of jewelry, a lot of money, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? But if you dangling this into the face of the disenfranchised,
Right.
and then the message you're sending
Oh,
in
man.
your music, on top of that, is you making these kids believe that you were able to obtain all of these things by other means other than rap music. I can't even tell you how many rappers I heard say they had it before
It was rapping.
before they was rapping.
I mean, some of them probably had, because now you're talking about a lot of these dudes are saying this. Most of them are trap music guys. I mean, some of them had it before the deal.
Some of them.
But not all of them. And it's less than 1%.
And then you have to say, once again, to the next phase of that, okay, let's just say you did have that
Right.
before hip-hop came into your life.
Right.
Became your career, rather.
Right.
What are you doing now? And that goes back to the point with separating the man from the artist.
Right.
Because now I have to look at what is it that you're doing now to uplift your community.
Right.
Because if you're not doing anything to uplift your community,
You're bringing them down.
you're bringing it down.
Yeah.
And we have to start holding these artists accountable for it.
Yeah, because I think that, look, the most important thing is you made it out. You done well. You got to reach back. You got to go and uplift your community because, look, we're talking about a hopeless people. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. And that's why we gravitate to hip-hop like that. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, no matter what door you went in, you always felt like you was going to be frowned upon or looked at because of your black skin was your first knock. We felt these things. We know what they feel like. So, man, I think that we got a hip-hop right now, today, is strong, but I think that it just needs to unify more.
And Sean, shout out to my main man Sean, who always shows up and engaged. He says hip-hop became tainted when we opened the doors to the house and let people bring in spend the night bags instead of putting them out. And I would happen to agree with that.
That's interesting.
I preach that all the time. Like, you got a lot of people, like, and this is where me and E kind of divide, because hip hop is a tool, because of its popularity. became a tool to make, give somebody a career who wouldn't have one otherwise.
Right.
Where you're able to transition from the streets and make legal money, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And you can do that without a proper education into the culture.
Right.
And I'm all for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But where I draw the line is because, I personally feel like anything you do in life, you have to have a proper education with it for it to thrive.
Right.
You can't do, I don't care which way you turn. Whether it's your job, you have to learn how to do that job properly. Even if
Right.
you're a line worker, you have
Right.
to learn how to do it properly. And if you don't do it properly, if you don't put them screws and bolts in the right way, the washing machine or whatever somebody gonna get is gonna be jacked up.
It definitely is.
Now you got your point across and you still gonna get paid from what you did, but at the end of the day, you're selling somebody a fake, a faulty product.
Yeah, but I just, like you said, like where we veer off at, because, I mean, look, I understand that, what you're saying.
Right.
And I think that a lot of hip-hop artists today, they just really just want to get out of the situation they're in. That's why they all jumping in the game and
Right.
going independent and all that. Look, people got a lot of tough situations out here in the street, especially in our communities, the hip-hop community. It's a lot of lives that's, people are sick, health reasons or whatever. People just want to make it out and take care of their family. So hip-hop is the quickest avenue. Sports or hip-hop are the two quickest avenues for black people to change their circumstances.
Seemingly overnight.
Overnight.
Right.
You can't do, listen, everywhere else you go, whether it's corporate America, whether it's whatever it is, you have to wait your turn. You have to grow and develop. Let's say that. You have to develop. And look, I'm not saying that these guys won't develop once they get into hip-hop. I think they should when they change their circumstances. Because like you said, it's about progression. You need to know what hip-hop is, where it come from, and what the root and the origin of it was. We rapping and we doing this and we doing that, but, look.
Because it
don't forget where it come from.
Because it used to be, when you got these things, they were more like cautionary tales. You know what I mean? I'm telling you about my life, but you need to know it ends tragically. And some of us recognize that content for what it is. Like take Jay-Z, for example.
Right.
Jay-Z, what he was rhyming about on Reasonable Doubt sounds nothing like he rhymes about on 444. It's a totally different message being sent. And it shows growth. And I think, like, as artists, you have to, if you're lucky, and that's another reason why you're seeing so many deaths in the hip hop community.
Right.
It's because these guys, they're living out their lyrics.
Or their fantasy.
Or their fantasy.
Because sometimes it's not even that serious for them to even be doing that. Look, I got somebody left a comment, and this is from America Yang Core. He said, all I see nowadays is hands gestures doing air gun scenes and whatever else the next rapper did. I wish they would do what Mozzie do. He a real G. You know what I'm saying? So, that's true. We can't, look, that's what kids are seeing in the camera because that's what they have now. Like, we talked about this maybe about a month ago on the show where, on Instagram, you have to be the biggest, baddest set. And they showing off their money and their guns on one corner, and the next corner, they like showing off their money and guns, and then they go to beefing on social media and end up seeing each other out somewhere, and it's bang, bang. Like, it's not even that serious. So we got to stop that. We got to stop putting those signals and those gestures out there for those kids, man. We got to change the culture back to what it was. It needs to be restored. Because
absolutely. The dude, I'm terrible with these names. I should have wrote notes. There was a rapper who his baby got killed. They went and disrespected somebody's grave.
Right.
You remember me telling you about that?
Yeah, I remember that.
When they defecated on somebody's grave, saying something like that. And the people retaliated, and his daughter got killed. I want to say she was a baby, like, 3 or 4 years old. The baby was killed, and this dude actually went live to talk about this situation and basically said he would be willing to die for his people, for his boys, and not for his baby.
That's crazy, man.
And you know what I'm saying? And that kind of is what made this be on my heart today. Because it's disheartening when you realize that this is the state of our youth. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not saying like, all of them. But there's a large majority of these dudes, especially, and I think this kid was from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Man.
Like, things have to change, man.
They do. I mean, look, what we gotta first we gotta make sure we let these kids know, look, there are other opportunities out here for you. You don't have to pick up a gun. You don't have to sell drugs. Now, a time like with social media and all that, you have all these things to aid you, guide you, and do all these things that we didn't have growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Y'all listen, y'all got it easy. You know what I'm saying? So look, if there are things out there, don't take the quick dollar. The quick dollar is not always the best route. It may be the fastest. You may get it fast, but you lose it really fast. You lose it a lot faster. Right. So look, man, I just say, look, let's just try to tell our youth that there are other opportunities for you out there, man. I mean, look, you just got to be willing to seize the moment. It's not easy. It's just like with anything else. Any hustle is not easy. But you got to grind it out.
Grind it out, man. And this is going to be a conversation that we revisit.
Yeah.
Because we're not able to get, all of our thoughts and feelings out on this particular topic. I would love to go deeper with this one. But we have, a couple of other topics to cover. Let's get into the Blueface situation.
Oh, man. This guy.
Blueface.
This guy
decided to film young women in his house or somewhere. It looks like they were in a bunker with bunk beds. These women sleeping in there. He's waking them up to get tattoos.
That's crazy, man.
First of all, let me put this disclaimer at the very top of this, right?
Okay.
What I'm about to say does not condone what Blueface is doing.
Right.
I don't agree with that, and if my daughter was a part of that, Blueface would have some serious problems. Now that I got that out the way, right?
Okay, here it comes.
Now I'm just gonna ask the question, why?
Why did he do it?
Why do these dudes feel like they have to present different aspects of their life on social media? Blueface, you're inviting problems for yourself.
Right.
This is going to definitely come back to haunt you.
It is.
I don't understand. I really don't. Like, what is it you trying to show the world that the power that you have, that these chicks gonna get this Blueface tattoo, like what me and you was talking about before the show started.
Right.
To me, that's saying that I'm an insecure man.
He is. He clout chasing too, though. I mean, it ain't that shit you putting these girls, on camera like that, waking them up to my time to get a tattoo. I mean, I'm like, yo, who the hell is you? I mean, look, these are. Look, I got daughters. You know what I mean? And that's unacceptable. I think he shouldn't have done that. You know what? I hate to say this and bring this back up, but it's starting to feel like one of those Kells moments where you just start to think like, I mean, is that an R. Kelly moment to you? No, I don't know, because somebody asked me he may be living like Hugh Hefner. Is that like that's nothing close to Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner didn't have to do that. He didn't have to wake women up. They wanted to be there with Hugh Hefner but this, like, wake up, get a tattoo, and
it's showing a
level
of, like he's like saying I have this much power. Let me show you guys how much power I have. I have these women sleeping in here. Now, I did read something that said that he was doing some sort of reality show that was on OnlyFans or something like that, of that magnitude. Okay, that's all well and fine. You know what I mean? Like maybe some Flavor of Love type of deal. Whatever. You know what I mean? But it's on OnlyFans, so the majority of us haven't seen it. And, that's that.
Look, it don't look right, bro. It don't feel right. Ain't nothing good about it, man. I just can't see nobody glorifying nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You got look. I always saw. I saw 2 or 3. How many women were in there? I saw 2 or 3.
I
I
saw
think.
like 4.
Let me see again. I'm just sitting here looking, but
I saw it was like 4 of them.
I mean,
And the one that was disturbing to me was the girl when he first walks in the room. He's talking to a young lady who's already awake.
right.
The other girl was in the bed sleeping. Right. He goes in there and he was like, yo, what y'all, where you gonna get your tat at? Where you gonna get your tat at, right?
Right.
Then it's showing this girl sleeping and then it kind of like, it clips off and then when it comes back, she's awake and rolling over and getting a tattoo on her neck.
Right. Look at that. There's suitcases on the floor. Like, where did he pick these girls up from? Hey man, look, this has a. You know what? I'm gonna say this, and I don't care if nobody get mad. It has that sex trafficking feel to it. Watching the video, look, I'm not just going by what he's saying, but just watching the video, watching those girls' clothes laying around in bunk beds. If you're supposed to be rich, you got all this money and all this change, just go buy a big mansion in a house. Why you have them living like that? Or even if you do and they're in a house, why have them living like that?
Why are these chicks in bunk beds?
Like they in jail or something. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't even like bunk beds.
Me either.
I don't even like that.
I just don't get it. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. Like I said in the very beginning, I don't want to. My displeasure for it is extreme. But if I was to have a conversation with Blueface, even with the wrong that I feel like he's doing, I would just be like, yo, dude, why in the hell did you record that?
Right.
Why would you open up that aspect of your life for people to draw criticism?
Man, that's...
You know what I mean?
And then now you're definitely gonna have law enforcement.
Yeah,
on you.
they looking at you now.
These girls gonna imagine these girls' parents or family members coming out saying, "Oh, she been missing," or something. People just so sickening and slow. I kept telling you, like, even before the show, I refuse to believe that people are that slow. But nevertheless,
You'll be surprised.
every time I turn around, it's one of these slow moments these guys are having.
It's not been a good year for these dudes. Even the Uzi Vert video was disturbing to me because of the way he was talking to the young lady in that video.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what is on these guys' minds. You know what I mean? It's okay to live a bachelor lifestyle. But when you start doing things that got a cult-like feeling to it,
Man.
and that's exactly what this does, it has a cult-like feeling to it. Like, I'm just have to ask the question, yo, son, why, man?
Why?
Why would you record that? Why? What is the purpose of you showing this to the world?
He got to show he cool. He got this. He got that. That's what he got to show, bro.
It's goofy.
It is. It's goofy as heck.
Like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? You know, if I'm Whack 100 right now,
Right.
who is his manager, I would be like, yo, homie, what the hell was that all about?
Right. And that's the problem. These people don't want guidance. See, these new guys, like you said, these new era guys, some of the music is okay, but they don't want guidance. They don't want to listen to nobody. You can't tell them anything. Look, you got to be able to listen to somebody. Because guess what? If you don't, one day you still going to have to listen to somebody. Whether you there or there. You know what I'm saying? Listen, just listen, man. Look, it don't take but a second to listen, man. Look, I get this a lot. And a lot of people used to get on me.
Right.
Slow down when you're talking, man. Be cool. You know what I'm saying? Don't get upset all the time. You know what I mean? Be patient. You know what I'm saying? Listen sometimes.
Yo, it's extra goofy. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, and it's like I look at these dudes, man, and believe me, and me and you grew up together, E, and we did our share wrong. We were never as idiotic as some of these kids, man.
No, we wasn't. And look, you know what's crazy? I was just talking to somebody the other day, and we was talking about how we grew up, right? And he grew up with us too. All of us grew up together, Willie Graham. And when we were growing up, we didn't want to go out and shoot people and pull out, you know what I mean? We wasn't like want to brandish guns. We didn't want you to know we had it or nothing, you know what I'm saying? It was like one of those things that, why does everybody want to be seen now? You want to be seen doing wrong. I've never known someone who want to be seen doing wrong. His actions right here, him wanting to be seen, with this type of video, man, I'm eager to see what the outcome is gonna be.
And it's starting to gain traction. It went viral. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's like it's so unnecessary. You know what I mean? If he just look around and look at all his peers and what's happening with his peers, all these deaths. You know what I mean? King Von and you know what I mean? Like all this stuff that's going on.
Man, he looking for
NBA YoungBoy getting indicted by the feds. Casanova too. Like if you just wherever you look, it's like a breaking story every day.
Right.
With something going on in hip hop,
Right.
and that does not make you cautious.
Right, and bro, I'm telling you, if you did something to these girls and this stuff's like coke, like bro, you don't need no bond, bro. Cause them folks watching you, bro. I mean, them folks watching you, bro. Cause you put yourself on the spot. Johnny on the spot. That he got what he look. Whatever happens to him, and if I'm gonna just say this: I don't want nothing to happen to him, and I hope that he's not running on coke. Let me say that. Because I know a lot of people always say, man, you always going hard on the people. You always acting like, no. I'm not saying I don't want him to go to jail. I don't want him to die. I don't want any of these things for him. But I also don't want him posting videos like this, especially if they just something he's doing to get attention and fame. Because look, that's the wrong kind of attention.
Yeah, because I defend, like, believe it or not, man, and a lot of people think because of my stance on hip hop, I defend the young boys.
Right.
Because a lot of my, you know, saying my homies, they ain't try to hit. They hate their music. They hate the way they dress. They hate everything about them. Me, on the other hand, I really try to defend these kids, man. You know what I mean? Because I look at them, they are kids. They are rebellious in a sense because,
Right.
I mean, we were. You know what I mean?
Right.
I remember my father not liking hip-hop. My father did not like hip-hop at all. My mother liked it, but she ain't love it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I always try to, you know, look at these dudes and just be like, yo, they just kids, man. They kids doing what kids do. But at the same time,
yeah, bring the butt.
You some of this stuff is just ridiculous, man.
Too ridiculous.
And it's
What if you had a
sad
son
to
that
see.
did something like this? If you had a son right now, I mean, how would you react to that? What would you say to him?
Good luck. That's the only advice I could give him. Yo, good luck, son. It's not looking good for you. If I was you, I would lay low and not do anything.
You sound like, listen.
Stay on social media. Go do your concerts. Don't do nothing else. Do not post anything else to social media. I would start looking into these girls and make sure that they are who they say they are.
Right, exactly.
I would even pay to get them home. Go visit your parents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would try to do everything I could do to level up this situation. And because the way it's looking, it doesn't look good. So the fact that it doesn't look good, you have to find some way to balance this out, man. Go bring the parents in for vacation.
Yeah. No. Bring them in on camera and ask them, are they okay with what you did?
Exactly. Like,
how about that?
You gotta. He gonna have to get in front of this before it gets him.
It's behind him. It's already behind him. He can't get him. I mean, yeah, he in front of it, but I'm not on the wrong end of it. It's pushing him. Because he not, controlling this narrative right now. The media is. We are.
Yo, shout out to Ivory Moore who got some dope comments.
What she
says
say?
they are too young to have money like that. And what can you tell the person that got money like that? Absolutely nothing.
And she is 100% correct.
100%
Because
right.
look, guess why? Because I've been in that situation before where I had money and you couldn't tell me nothing.
Facts.
I don't care what you say. You didn't help me get this paper. I know how to get this paper, and you don't got no paper, but you gonna come tell me?
What to do?
Man, you need to blow off, bro.
I'm more successful than you.
Yeah, you need to bust a move, man. Kick rocks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Listen, I'm not saying I don't get it, but it doesn't justify it. I'm just saying, look, in the long run, see, and this is why I want to educate people in America and around the world, because look, of my situation, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, you don't have to take the hard road.
Right.
You don't have to. My mom used to say that all the time. You don't have to take the hard road.
You don't.
Why though? Why take the hard road? It was all I knew. It was all I seen.
Right.
You know, so look, and it comes, like you said, like it comes to parenting. And it goes back to the single parent homes. See, we could take these arguments and put them all around and bring a clear picture. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're an adult. Even when you're a teenager, you still got some sense. Unless you're just nuts. But don't go doing stuff like this, man. This not cool. It's not cool for the hip-hop community, right? Because it puts the hip-hop community in danger as well. It highlights us. It makes it look like we just, you know, some uncivilized people or something like, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like people looking at me like that or viewing people of color like that as well. I don't like nobody viewing nobody like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not cool, man. Don't do this. They dead wrong. He dead wrong for this.
Yeah, it has a cult-like feel to it. So, you know, right here on the See You Need a Discussion, man, we're going to just pray for that brother and
Yes, sir.
pray for the young women. I hope that there is nothing like really, like they're not being harmed or anything like that or raped or, you know what I'm saying? Because with what he presented, it can draw all types of conclusions from it. So I hope that everybody that's a part of that situation is well.
Right.
And, you know.
Yeah. Well, look, before I go, you know my main man in the comments, he always show up. I got to show him love. Dominique Beckner, man. He said, entertainment pay the bills, E-Dale. Come on, man. E-Dale, yes. Listen. Hey, look, Dominique, I'm going to start tap dancing right now. I want you to cash at me. If you text me right now and hit me a message, you're going to cash at me to the show. I tap dance if you get paid because I want to entertain you, brother. You know what I mean?
Oh, Dominique, man.
You know,
Dominique, I
gotta come
defend you all the time on this show, brother.
Only when the camera on.
Nah, when the camera's off too.
No, you do. You do. For some reason, you do. I don't get that because y'all like, you want to go against me anyway. So, but look.
Man, let's cover this last topic so we can get up out of here.
Okay, all right. This last topic, man. What about your boy, man, Justin Lane, the cornerback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man? He was arrested on drugs and weapons charges, speeding up the road.
Here we go.
With work on him and a gun.
Another example of somebody making it out of their circumstances.
Right.
And doing idiotic things.
Right.
Why?
You got
Mr. Lane? Why? You're successful. If I had a cousin that was in the NFL, NBA, man, give me a call, bro. I don't mind driving for you.
Right.
Just let me pick the car.
Right.
I'll take you where you need to be, drop you off, and pick you up.
That check he got.
What is the reason for you be speeding, knowing that you have a gun and drugs in the car?
Showing off. Showing off. That's what he was doing. You tell me what he was doing. He wasn't running from nobody.
And this is a cautionary tale, too. For the ones who haven't seen this video, Justin was in the back seat singing like a canary.
What is it?
He was on the phone with somebody. Whoever he was on the phone with, I mean, he was in the back of a police car acting like they aren't recording him.
Telling on folks. It ain't mine. What did he say? It won't his?
He said a whole lot.
Did he say who it was?
It was kind of choppy. You knew he was telling. Well, I guess he would argue he wasn't talking to the police directly.
It don't matter.
If they recording you, bro, you in the back of a... What the hell? Talking about they got me.
Bro, if you say anything around... Look, just don't say anything.
And Durante said he was high as hell. Yes, he was high.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you just sitting in the back on the phone talking to somebody. And look, why are you on the phone anyway? In the back of the squad car, he might be a cop.
And he had to reach up in his pocket, like I'm gonna assume.
This people crazy, man.
What in the hell is wrong with people? It's yo, man. I maybe I'm different. I have always been told, me and E have talked about this several times on this show. Accountability, man.
Accountability. You got to be held accountable.
You got to be accountable for your own. You stand on it. It's your word. It's what makes you. You understand?
Right.
That's character.
Right.
Why would you? I analyze every single thing. You know what I mean? My third eye is always open to potential hazards or whatever that go on in life.
Right.
I try not to put myself in bad situations. You know what I mean? Because I do realize I have a family, I have a wife, I have a daughter.
Exactly.
They need me.
Now that's gangster.
So because they need me, I'm not engaging in certain things.
But see, look, that's how it should be, though. Because, look, you put the people that's most important in front of you. See, most people won't prioritize in that way. You put the people that's most important to you, which is your family, first. And that's gangster, but first you got to take care of yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, look, this dude, he got, I don't know what his contract is. I really don't care.
And he's only been in the league 2 years. It's 2019. I think he was drafted in 2019.
What round was he drafted in? I don't know what round he was drafted in because he may not have no money.
Sure.
And guess what, though? He may have missed out on a bunch of money by his actions.
Right.
That's like, man, all this hard work that you put in for all these years from a kid all the way up to this point, it shouldn't lead to this. It shouldn't lead to you speeding down the road going 89 and 60 with guns and drugs in the car. You showing off, bro. It's not that serious. You don't have to show off. You don't have to show you got it. You know what I'm saying? So
all that, and like you said, all that hard work.
All that hard work.
Down
man.
the tubes.
And that's all I'm saying. Look, I'm not saying his acts are so egregious that he don't deserve another chance or shot in the NFL. But I'm just saying, you take away from your own family miles by doing that. Because guess what? Now they got to lowball you. It's just like a man going to prison. He coming out. You know what I mean? Now they got to watch. You got to lowball you. You know what I'm saying? You get the lowball. So if you don't get what everybody else get, you know what I'm saying? You got to work hard. You got to prove that you are worthy of where you are. Nobody's going to give you anything. And then for you to have worked that hard, and listen, just think about the family or the people that push you to that point. I don't want to break the brother down because, look, I understand what, you know what I mean, he probably wasn't getting that much in his contract, or even if he was or wasn't. But, I mean, the street life, man, you got to let it go. You got moms, dads, people that was there for you, man, during this hard time. It's a difficult time to get somebody to that stage as an athlete, as a parent. You know the heck you at the hell of mama or dad to go through because you want this and you need this and I got to buy this, trying to get you here.
Okay, I just pulled up the article.
You know, so.
And I'm going to read a little bit of it. Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Justin Lane was pulled over early Friday for speeding when police say they discovered drugs and a loaded handgun inside of the vehicle.
Right.
Lane of Westlake has been charged with improper transportation of a firearm in a motor vehicle and fourth-degree felony, as well as speeding and other traffic violations. Lane was driving a Dodge Charger at 1:20 a.m. Friday morning on I-90 East when a police officer pulled him over for speeding. According to a news release from Willoughby Hills Police, the officer handheld laser captured Lane driving at 89 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone.
It's crazy.
Police said that Lane was driving on a suspended license and there was a warrant out of Richmond Heights for his arrest for failure to appear for a traffic violation. After the police took Lane into custody and detained the two passengers, police said they smelled marijuana and noticed that there was loose marijuana particles on the front passenger floor inside door pocket. Inside the center console, police said that they discovered a grinder and marijuana inside and a loaded Glock 9mm pistol. According to police, Lane said the gun was registered to him and told police he forgot it was in there.
Man.
Officers who drew up the police report said Lane could be heard on the rear seat camera footage making incriminating statements such as, "They might get me for this pistol and it's over. I'm going down."
Look, while you on the phone saying it, just go sit down, bro. Go sit down somewhere because guess what? You are the dummy. Cold dummy. Why do these guys do this? I mean, look, you got everything at your fingertips. I'm out here scraping, on scraping, trying to make a dime. And I mean, look, you got it and just all the way. But hey, that's life, man.
That's life, man. And speaking of life, man, I like to send our prayers up to our homie, Willie Graham, who's
Right.
been dealing with some medical issues. We praying
Right.
for you, bruh. Hope that you pull through that stronger and healthier than ever.
Yes, sir, man. Look, you know we got you, man. Tell, Aunt Linda again, happy birthday. You know what I'm saying?
And with that being said, we're about at time. So, E, why don't you tell the people where they can find us?
Well, look, man.
And when?
You already know Facebook Live every Tuesday and Thursday around 6 p.m. It's because black folks, we late, man. We never on time, man.
Never.
But look, you can also catch us on Spotify on time. You can catch us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Changer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. We are there. So check us out, man. Follow us. Hit the like button, man. Hit the download button. Subscribe. Share. Man, tell your people about us, man. This is the hottest new podcast, man, right now, Liddy in the city. So look, man, if you're feeling generous, donate to the show. The donation link is under there. Click on it. Donate something. $1, $2, $3. Guess what? It's going to a good cause, man. So look, man, the Cash App sign, money sign, CJ Dub, money sign, 23 Eric, man. Look, we thank y'all for watching us on the discussion, man, and we love you.
That was well said, brother. So
Yes, sir.
I have nothing to add on to that.
Nothing to add on. Well,
Everybody have a great day, man.
Yeah,
Enjoy
great day.
your
Enjoy.
Tuesday, and we'll catch you guys on Thursday. Peace.
Peace.